Hello, everyone. I'm Ernie Crazy Eyes from Music and Beyond and Primitive Minds. Today, I have two very special guests with us. Raven Black from the Raven Black Band. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you doing, Ernie?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having us.
That's great, and thank you all for joining me. You guys just totally destroyed South Carolina right now, so it was amazing. And I've been listening to your music since 2016, and I've heard a little bit of different sounds that I'm not really used to. But what was the inspiration behind the band and the music that you guys write?
Well, we're a dark metal carnival, and most people would describe our music as carnival metal. We're definitely heavy, dark, horror-themed, theatrical metal. And we've got a little bit of everything, all the elements of the metal that we love, all of our influences. You might hear some thrash metal, death metal, black metal, just heavy metal, classic metal in there, with melodic arrangements, composition. I mean, that's kind of the best way I could describe it.
Yeah, I could totally, it was, I've been listening to you guys, but, seeing you guys live just totally, I was just kind of standing there in awe,
We get that a lot.
Thanks.
We don't, when you guys do that, we don't know whether you're in awe or whether you hate us or love us. We don't know yet.
Oh,
and then you always come over and say, man, it's a great show. And so we're like, oh, okay, good,
Yeah, well, I live in the tip of Texas, so, I kind of drove 24 hours or more to see you guys.
That's
so
awesome. Thank you.
That's fucking badass.
Yeah, man, it was a tough kind of
It's a long drive.
yeah, big open spaces.
Texas is a long drive.
Texas is a big state.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. Seriously, thank you.
Yeah, and thank y'all for the music tonight. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna talk right now about my favorite song, and maybe you can tell me a little bit more about it. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Stars. How did you guys, come up with that aspect? Changing it a little bit.
Well, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Stars was inspired by, the introduction of our first comic book, where we were introducing you to each of the characters in the band, and Raven being half human, half doll. It was that song was about broken innocence, and kind of like when you're growing up, you think, all these nursery rhymes and all this innocence that you have, that life's supposed to be so sweet and perfect, and you realize as you grow up that it's hard, and there's difficult times, and there's social anxiety and depression and heartache and heartbreaks and things that you struggle through. There's disease, there's sickness, there's all kinds of things that you grow up as an adult and you realize it's not all twinkle twinkle little stars.
Yeah.
And life leaves you some scars, so I wanted to write about that and twist it up a little bit to something more real, like facing reality.
Yeah.
Coming out of it.
That's pretty crazy, because I never really thought about that. I just kind of thought it was, I'm going to change it and make it better.
No. There's always a deeper underlying meaning to everything lyrically that I write. Musically, we wanted it to kind of have a twisted, quirky, fun, upbeat, sound for everybody to enjoy. But definitely, yeah, there is that element of just, we like to twist things up.
Yeah, that was beautiful. You guys, I probably keep saying that in every question or something, but you guys blew my mind.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the single? And it was a beautiful single, and it seems a little bit heavier from what I'm used to, and so can you talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, are you talking about Risen from the Ashes?
Yes.
Okay. That's exactly what we tried to do, was write a song that's heavier and fucking faster, and we're all really stoked how it came out. I mean, it reminds us of some of our favorite influences as artists, and we also feel like it was something that portrayed also the essence of the band as well, as far as like I said, influences, but also in the theme of what we're doing. And we really like how it came out. Like I said, heavy and fast.
Yeah, it was like a
fucking symbolic as well. I'll let Raven describe the lyrics because.
Well, Risen from the Ashes is
it's very good.
it's an offset.
I like it a lot.
It's a tangent from our upcoming comic book, issue number 2, where the title of the comic book is "We Came Across the Darkness," and our albums are usually concept albums that fall in line with the storyline of the comic book. So our upcoming 3rd album is our Black album.
Yeah.
So that it follows the storyline of the 2nd comic book issue, "We Came Across the Darkness." So it's our journey through some dark things in life, our personal hell, our personal demons. So Risen from the Ashes was about coming out of being burned, coming out of being put down, being suppressed, all the things that people experience, both our fans and ourselves personally in life, as people, humanity. A lot of shit's going on in the world, and so rising. We wanted to give something that was a powerful, heavy perspective of coming out of the ashes, rising and conquering. And the chorus lyrics say, you can't silence me. I rise from beneath.
Yeah.
You can't bury me. I'm alive. So it's an encouraging, inspirational song to those that suffer from being suppressed with whatever it is that they're facing in their difficult times. But we wanted to give them a song that's powerful and heavy and dark and gives them that empowerment to rise above whatever it is that they're dealing with and to come out strong.
That's beautiful, and like I honestly felt it, but I wasn't really too sure of, but that's beautiful. And I think we've talked a little bit about, well, not in this interview, but outside of this interview, and while we've been hanging out, but what's the inspiration behind the Carnival?
You know what? We've always answered this question. It's like, what's the inspiration behind us, our look, why the Dark Metal Carnival? And if you get a copy of the first comic book issue, Raven, who's half human, half doll, takes them to a magical place and does magic, does her magic through lyrics and song. She sings and chants different spells, and she decides she's going to create this world, this underworld between heaven and hell, where everyone is welcome to come and everyone is accepted, whether they've ever felt rejected or judged. And it's a place of anti-judgment, because in heaven there's judgment, in hell there's judgment, and in the in-between you only judge yourself. And that underworld is a place where everyone can be themselves and not fear being rejected, and that's the irony behind our fan club being called Raven's Rejects, because we accept all the rejects. If you've ever felt that way and you feel you don't belong somewhere, this is where you belong. So we made it the Dark Metal Carnival, a place where everyone can come and have fun and be themselves and be the freaks. If you felt like a freak or ever been called a freak, this is where your home is. This is where you live. This is where we live. And it's in the 13th hour, which is between the worlds too in time.
Yeah. I always get kind of creeped out when I'm awake at that time, which is almost every day, but I'm just like, all right, just lay there like bad luck is coming. The creepy imagery in the lyrics, how do you guys come up with that? Because it kind of seems like maybe you guys have nightmares when trying to write a song, but you go through that because you're trying to tell a story, or
my lyrics come from my personal life, some experiences from other people's life experience that they've shared with me that maybe inspire me to write lyrics. But my lyric writing process, I call it throwing up. Sometimes it just comes to me from a dream, a nightmare. Sometimes it just pops in my head, or based on something I see, a painting, a conversation I see two people have. a very bad experience someone tells me about, a good experience someone tells me about. But I start with writing the story of what I have seen or heard, and then I rewrite so that it appeals and be as relatable to any person, and they can take that and connect with it and make it their own and relate to it in their own life.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
And when will we be expecting the new album?
Well, we're trying. We've tracked 3 songs already. The 3rd single from the new album is already ready to be released now, but we're gonna release it with the start of the second part 2 of the Static X Devil Driver tour.
Oh, okay.
But if we finish our album prior, then we won't release the single. We'll actually release the album on the second leg of the Static X Devil Driver tour. If we can't finish it in time because of our tour schedule, it will probably be released February or March of 2020.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And we will do a pre-order, so just stay tuned for that announcement when we make that announcement.
Is there a headline tour in the works?
We are chit-chatting about it. We are trying to figure out a schedule. The headliner tour will probably not happen until 2020.
I can't wait for that, because I mean, what was it, like 20 minutes today?
25 minutes.
25 minutes.
25 minutes on the story. Yes.
I could have just stood there all day just. This is the last question right here. It's more of a fun question for the bands.
Yes.
And it's for both of you.
Okay.
If you were stuck in an elevator with any musician, dead or alive, who would it be and what would you talk about?
Anytime to think. I have mine.
Wait for it.
So, for me, it would be Wayne Static. And not because we're on tour with Static X, but because I love Static X. But Wayne, to me, watching him over the years, and even back then, and now it's like renewed and rejuvenated because we're on tour with Static X.
Yeah.
And listening to these songs and seeing Zero do this, and Tony and Koichi and Ken, performing live every night, this first part of the tour, Wayne had a very intense persona and energy about him when he performed live, and aside from his hair, but just his energy, he just had this crazy, and it's just like the way he delivered his vocals, and he's just crazy, and his head shaking and all that. It's an intensity that I just fell in love with, and always gets me pumped up, always just kind of just goes through my veins and my blood and gets me pumped up and amped up. And that energy, when somebody has that effect on you, I just wish I got to meet him as a person and hang out with him.
Yeah.
So that would be the person.
Yeah, that actually a few days before, I was actually supposed to see him a few days before he had passed away, but that happened, and everything got canceled, and I kind of just bawled while listening to Static X.
People love him. I loved him. I still love him. That would be the person I'd want to be stuck in an elevator with.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I bet that'd be a really good conversation. I was thinking that'd be a really good conversation with Wayne Static. I don't know what we'd talk about. I would like to be stuck with the Reverend too, from A7X.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I have no idea what I'd talk to him about though. I don't know what I'd say. Well, I mean, that would start the conversation, but I don't know what I'd say.
Yeah.
That would be, both of them would be totally cool too,
Yeah, absolutely. Or fucking stuck in an elevator with both Wayne Static and
Yes.
Oh, there you
Together.
go. There you go.
Would be a good-ass
That'll-
conversation, man.
That'll be a
Write a
dream.
song
Good-ass
together.
conversation.
In an
Yeah.
elevator.
Shit.
Record it on an iPhone.
Oh my god, that's a brilliant fucking idea.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Wayne
If
Static,
Wayne
the
Static
Reverend,
and the
you
Reverend
and
wrote a fucking song
together. Shit. They need to do it. They probably are already.
Yeah.
That's probably what they're doing right now.
Yeah, I mean, where can we find you guys?
Everywhere.
Right in front of you.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, we're Raven Black Band. Spotify, iTunes, Google Music, Pandora. We're on Pandora now. I mean, you just Google us and you'll find all the links to. We have a website. We have a fan club, ravensrejects.com, ravenblackband.com. But Facebook, we're very heavily active in Facebook and Instagram. So, but don't be shy to hit us up, message us. We'll respond. We're very, very in touch. We're very approachable. We're just like everybody else. We like to talk to our fans. Come up. Don't ever be shy to say hi and say what's up. Ask us questions about stuff. We're here. We love that you guys are loving what we're doing. We love what we do, and we want to enjoy it and celebrate it with you.
Hell yeah. Thank you, everybody, for listening to my interview with Raven Black. I hope everybody has a good day. And remember that without music, life would be a mistake.